But I was running. Oh, sitting here and doing nothing.
Maybe keep it that.
Okay.
Remotely either, so.
Okay.
Students are out.
Yep.
Little guy right there. Last time we did it.
That's okay. Every team. I appreciate it. Okay.
All the giant. So bad.
Mine too, don't worry. Did his handwriting. He said,
Oh,
right, so good. He said, mine, man.
I apologize.
I better off typing.
Good evening. Welcome to the council meeting, December 16, 2025. If anyone in the audience needs amplifying headphones, please raise your hand and we'll bring those to you. Not seeing any. Let's please rise for the pledge. A pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mary, can you do a roll call, please?
Yes, I will. Councilmember Butch.
Here.
Councilmember Stearns.
Here.
Councilmember Fillmore.
Here.
Mayor Nisco.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sherman. Here. It looks like Councilmember Staff is absent this evening and Councilmember Tapiras.
Here.
All right. Councilmember Sapp is not feeling well today. Maybe we have a motion to excuse her.
Motion, we excuse Councilmember Sapp.
Second.
All right, motion and a second to excuse Councilmember Sapp. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, council having late changes to the agenda. City manager, late change?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the council has a hard copy of a resolution tonight that Assistant Public Works Director Aaron Nix will be presenting, and this is for signing authority. To put it, I guess, short story, signing authority for, grant reimbursement for federal grants that are associated with Washington State Department of Transportation. So
All right,
we'd like to add that to the action agenda, if you will, please.
council, can we add that to action item 6?
Yes.
All right. Any other late changes?
We're waiving the three-touch rule and just going straight to it.
Yes.
Okay,
That's my request.
all right.
Does the council have any board reports to share? No real reports to share, except we did an employee. We did a recognition for volunteers today at 5 o'clock, and I just want to thank all the volunteers out there that for all their hard work in picking up garbage and arts commissions and parks boards and just everything everybody does in our community. So after that, we have a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
Right, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Council invites the public to make comments on matters of city business. Comments shall be made to the entire council, not individual council members. Please refrain from any personal or disrespectful remarks to create disruption to the meeting. Mary, anyone set up public comment?
Yes, we do, Mr. Mayor. First speaker is Dave Mortensen.
And we got our code area, so you can go before me.
Yeah, that's fine. I see you on here too, Ron. So Art Kosher.
Good evening. I'm a Shelton businessman. I was born downtown. 76 years old. My dad was born downtown 106 years ago. we've been in this community for a long time. My brother and I own and operate a hardware feed, seed fertilizer farm supply business and a tractor business and rental business. We also still farm cattle and still farm cattle, which I've been doing today at this time. But what I'm here to talk about is the deplorable condition that our poor little community is seeking and seeing now. We've got homelessness, we have theft that's rampant. I don't know whether you folks are aware of it or not. But Washington State is now the #1 state in the union, in our states that we've got that are so great, and what a wonderful place to be is in the United States. But we're now the #1 theft in the whole country, the state of Washington. My brother and I, in the last 2 years, probably lost over $100,000 in just merchandise out of the store, and we lost a cat backhoe off the street down there one night out of the rental. They drove it right out of it. We lost a nice cargo van one night down there. They broke in and stole that. It finally got found down in Virginia. There was a homeless lady driving up with a full of U-Haul stuff with no license. In the fast lane, got hit by a semi, and I got called by the Virginia State Patrol to tell me that they found our cargo trailer. I said, "Oh yeah, where'd you find it?" "Well, it's all smashed up like an accordion. Got hit in an accident down here." The lady said she got it in Bremerton for $1,500, and that was probably a $40,000 new trailer. So the homelessness, the drug addiction, the way they're treating the town is just breaks my heart. It really truly does. I went to school here. I've got a lot of friends in the community. I've got a lot of friends in that cemetery up there that would be really sad to see the state that the city is in now and what it looks like. The Memorial Hall, when I was a little kid, I took dance lessons there. I've been into the Simpsons office. I worked for Simpson Timber Company. All that grounds down there around Brewer Park. Every place you go, there's garbage, just like he pointed out, you're picking up garbage. Why are you picking up everybody else's garbage? Why is there any garbage? Why do you allow it? Why do you not throw these guys in jail or throw them out of this town? I don't know why you keep feeding them and keeping them. I'm sorry I'm over my 3 minutes, but as the way I see it, it's getting to be a deplorable condition. You got the hamster.
Thank you, Art.
I know you want me off the floor. I'd like to do that for you, but I'm gonna take a little bit more time. You got Hanson out here trying to make this town back into something. You got Mark Scroop, Kiwanis trying to make it back into something. You got these guys sitting around spending their money, trying to make it back into something. I know you used to be in business.
Thank you, Art. To be fair, let's thank you.
Our next speaker is Dave Mortensen.
I'm here today representing a group No More. We are a group of concerned citizens of Mason County committed to maintain the quality of life in our town and county by working with our public officials to enforce the laws regarding illegal camps in town and Mason County, educating the public of the locations and problems associated with homelessness in Shelton and Mason County. We like to use legal action to get landowners who allow illegal camps and force cleanup of those said areas. Enforcing existing ordinances and RCWs that are often overlooked, thus creating a huge negative impact. Council members, on October 2nd, 2 members of our group, No More, represented by Bill Hyatt and myself, Dave Mortensen, had a meeting with Mark Sigler and Mayor Eric Inesco concerning issues we are seeing with the ETS RV, Brewer Park, and various illegal camps at the entrance to town and along Highway 3. During that meeting, we asked if we could present to the city council our findings. We've invested hundreds of dollars of our own money, countless hours in meetings, spent time on the hill above the yacht club, picking up thousands of pounds of garbage. Having encountered personal and professional risks to bring you this information. This request would include a PowerPoint presentation with pictures and information. Mark told us at that time he would talk to the council to see if we could make this happen. We never heard back from him. We followed up with a phone call in late October, but still did not get a response. A text was sent to him on December 8th. We did get a response the next day. He told us that because the council did not commission our study, they would not grant us permission to present. We are told we could only have the 3-minute time slot for public comment. This is not enough time, as we have studied this for almost a year now. We are deeply disappointed and concerned that it appears that not all of the council members were informed of our request. We do not understand why the council would not want to hear additional information regarding the above issues that face Shelton and Mason County and the negative impact they have on our community. I am making a formal request for a response in writing as to why not all council members were informed of our inquiry and why we are being denied our request to present our findings to the council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Bill Hyatt.
Good evening, council, mayor, Bill Hyatt. As Dave just built on the fact that we first got involved in the homeless cleanup on Highway 3. And we came down and we saw when the foliage went off the tree, we saw all the garbage on the hill. It bothered us immensely. So we put ourselves at risk to go out there and clean up the hillside. It's right back to where it was a year ago, and it's probably worse now. My wife will not shop at Safeway anymore by herself. She's been accosted at Safeway. She's had to ask for employees from Safeway to escort her out to her vehicle. I took her shopping last week. We went to Walmart. We went to Fred Meyer. We came down the hill and she said she forgot something and she could pop into Safeway for just a second to grab one item. I parked along the street alongside the main entrance going into Safeway between our community credit union. The entrance was blocked by 5 individuals, 3 of which were openly exchanging drugs at the entrance. I videotaped it. I took a picture of it, not videotaped. When we drove out, I looked down the street. The other side by the transfer station had 4 individuals standing over there. We're seeing open drug use on the street. Sheriff Sperling has told me that he's witnessed it right on outside of his window, which is a privacy glass. He's seen the exchange of drugs open to abuse down by the grill park. I'm deeply concerned that we are not taking steps to address the problem. I was involved in talking to the 2 individuals that did a comprehensive homeless study commissioned by the Mason County, and I don't know whether the city council had anything to do with it or not, but it was a $120,000 survey study to go ahead and figure out what we could do to help the homeless situation. I read all 110 pages of that study. It's a housing first study with no allocation to if things get worse, what we do after that. The council has agreed to go ahead and review it and pull out certain language that's in that. Those individuals were not even from Shelton. One of them was from California. One of them is from Georgia. They told us they did not talk to any citizens other than the providers, the care providers. They did not talk to a single business owner. That concerned me that we could go ahead and spend $120,000 of grant money to try to figure out how to solve the homeless, unhoused people.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Dean Jewett.
Good evening. What do you say to all that, right? I mean, that's really just a bunch of facts. It's kind of unsettling. I would not want to be sitting in your guys' places right now. I really wouldn't. Obviously, it's not just Dean Jewett anymore that's getting upset and notice what's going on in our community. Each and every one of you guys should have already been aware of this and had a plan and process. I don't understand why we don't. What is a conditional use permit? Does it follow a building? Does it follow an entity? We've got Community Lifeline that's, I don't know, if they sell their building, they're about $700,000 in arrears. They'll never be able to make that up. They've got a couple $100,000 with IRS, a couple $100,000 with payroll. I know Mark's kind of sure, but I come up with the number. The other number is there's about $350,000 that the county gave them and a grant that if they sell the building within 10 years, they have to pay that back. That was for the water and infrastructure. But a conditional use permit involves a multi-step local process, pre-application, submitting detailed plans. Does it follow a building? Sometimes. Does it follow an entity? Sometimes. That entity typically has to find out what is in that conditional use permit. What guidelines are there? What do they have to follow? What are they gonna get in trouble for? I've got a public records request that now that's been probably about a month old about how many violations or how many conditional use permit violations have there been? And how many does it take to have that revoked? So as the new people that have it, are they also accepting of all those other, penalties? I've also just put in a public record request so that I can get my own copy of the conditional use permit. So that I can go and dissect it and find out. What are they supposed to do? But as I know, they're not supposed to allow any stashing of material throughout the town or around their general area. They're supposed to be good neighbors. They're supposed to call into 911. They're supposed to police their area. They're supposed to clean up the garbage. They're not supposed to allow any sleeping on their property on the outside. They're not supposed to allow any smoking. You guys want to go by there and take a look? I'll lead a field trip right now if you want to. I'm sure Chief Costad and all his boys, they see it over and over and over. And there's some officers that are really good about being proactive on it. When are we going to be proactive? I raised cattle when I was growing up also. Anybody know what tansy weed is? You get the tansy out before the cattle eat it. If you chop the top of it off, the tansy comes back twice as hard the next year. We're not getting rid of the tansy. We're chopping it off and we're letting it come back every other week. Good luck, guys. You're gonna need it.
Thank you.
I do have a handout that I will need to give the council. And I forgot to give it.
Then I can take it, yeah. Yeah, they're obviously. David, are these all the same?
They're all similar.
Our next speaker is Lonnie Ritter.
Chief Custody.
My name is Monty Ritter. I actually live outside the city limits on the county side of the city limits. And I gotta say, over the years, we've had a hard time in Mason County with the flooding. And I'm still not sure if you guys realize it, but we've had a lot of flooding in the last couple of days, last week or so. But a couple of years ago, back in 2020, we used to have flooding where geysers, little fountains, little fountains were coming up out of the storm drains. And it was just terrible. And I remember being down in Puerto Vallarta and sitting on the beach and looking at it and watching the international news in the Port, my little co-op in there. I tell you, we were on that and it was just terrible. Here's my little town of Shelton and we had this fountain. Anyways, what happened is you guys, you took control of this and you put together some people. And we looked at this, you asked for people who had some experience in hydraulics. And we looked at all the things that were going on, and what happened is. We were able to figure out what the problems were, and here we are. 10 years later, and one of the worst storms that we had, and there is no flooding. And this is because the county, our commissioners, Mark Ziegler, I gotta say, he's been here forever. You guys knows what's going on, so you have, I wanna appreciate and tell you that everybody, the flooding into Oakland Bay and out Hammersley Inlet and into South Sound, all the stuff that would happen is not happening now. And it's because you guys did a good job, all right, and you all deserve a little bit of a round of credit there, so thank you so much, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you, all right, that's it.
Our next speaker is Jeffrey Dennison.
Yep.
My name is Jeffrey Dennison. I just wanted to express my concern about the homeless situation. I'm wondering, at the hearing that I was at, Eric, here, you talked about the task force, and I'm wondering if that's going to be restarting. What some ideas about what we have with that task force? What kind of thoughts as far as problem solve and strategies for simple solutions that might help? I know that people were concerned, and Miguel mentioned you're concerned involved. I think that's really great. I'm a little concerned. I might have misunderstood, but I think that was very good. Always referred to as cattle. I think, or at least Hanson. That's my thing, oxygen. I don't think it's really helpful to talk about people in such degrading terms. I think that the people living in this room already feel quite degraded. That's a situation that I'm sure that most people haven't had experience. They don't really understand that, and that's okay. But maybe that's part of, expressing just a genuine concern. How do we teach people to show some compassion for the those that are really suffering now out in the rain? Or again, I really like to stay, in touch with the council members who are involved and see if that task force to resume and find simple steps that can help. That understand maybe not the money or resource, but simple things that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all that we have to know, Mr. Chair.
Right. We have a presentation tonight from the Mason County Historical Society. Liz Alba.
Have my third quarter report, so this is like the end of summer at the museum. We have a photo of Lambert Evans, who was one of the first white settlers in Great Creek, Smith Island. And he, according to folklore anyway, carried all kinds of vines he collected on his way. He was released from the Confederate prisons someplace back east. The other funny part of his little story was that he married at 75. He said he didn't want to get married too soon, and he died the next year. So. Our visitor count for the third quarter was 721. That included 20 international visitors from Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Great Britain, Spain, Sweden, and New Zealand. And then you can see the states that we have visitors from, and then the counties in Washington State in red. We also had a lot of phone calls. And we get a lot of research requests as well.
Okay.
So our community engagement, a lot of it is done on Facebook. We had 11,000 views of our posts, which is was down 51%, but for some reason, second quarter, we had 23,000 views, and that kind of blows my mind. Our museum events included had artists for Art Walk, and a presentation by Russell Holter about the history of the Oyster Company. And I made a presentation at the Harstein Island Community Club, just talking about the museum and what we do there. And then we also received a small grant from the Paul Allen Family Foundation, which was much appreciated. So, the Google stuff, you can see the most popular pages on our website, and then our most popular things that we sell online, which include the search for the Elmhurst Hotel, which is a DVD, and information about John Chernow is most popular. And then we also, like I said, we get a lot of requests for research. In fact, I had a woman whose grandfather was murdered in Little Walk in 1979. Little Walk Tavern, I can't remember the name of it. And then I said, yeah, Springwater Tavern, and then it's unsolved, and apparently one of the television stations is supposed to be coming down in January. I think she got in touch with them, so they're gonna go down and look at the same few pieces of paper that I already given to the family member, but that's a scandal. We go on to the next slide.
Trying. There we go.
So this is our newest exhibit, which is up now. It talks about the early wine industry, how Mexico County had the first quality wine, so the first licensed winery in the state of Washington, which everyone knows. And that is one of the happening photos that one of several that I really love. So that's it. Anyone has any questions?
All right, any questions?
Just a comment. Thank you for being open that Friday night. This past Friday night after the tree lighting ceremony. It was really great to go inside and look at all the exhibits and particularly the we had to find 9 different things in the store when it hit the
Scavenger.
the scavenger hunt. Yes, yeah, it was really cool to see all the exhibits and all the history of the town and the region, really. So thank you for providing that.
Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Liz.
Okay, thanks.
We'll see you tomorrow. All right, now we have Terry Schnitzer to give us information on a financial report.
Thank you, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and council members. I guess Marco got that off the sick list. I just wanted to give you an update on our LGIP account, which we're at 21 million. It's holding kind of steady around the 4, but it dropped a little bit below 4. It's now 3.97, so still hanging in there. Our US bank account is just over 5 million. We did have a maturity of a $500,000 bond, which I reinvested into LGIP, as well as 500,000 more due to the property tax revenue that came in. But I wanted to invest more, but we had a $750,000 debt payment that went out December 1st. So with the monthly financial report, the news is basically the same as last month. You know, we're still doing relatively well. It's our conservative budget continues to pay off. Both the revenues and the expenditures are in the favorable variance, showing 2.2 million, which brings our ending fund balance for the general fund to just over 7.5 million, compared to what we had originally budgeted, 5.3 for 2025. So we're just managing the budget as conservatively as possible. And then on page 2, it just gives our breakdown of our revenue for the general fund. Just basically the same story that I've been giving you for the last few months. That the favorable is at 1.4 million over what we had originally budgeted.
This is before November property taxes.
Yes, this is before November. This is just the October, in which those November, the tax receipts come in November 10th. So. So down at the graph at the very bottom, just shows you where the number one revenue for the city, for the general fund, is sales and use taxes at 21%. And our charges and goods and services is still at the same 21%. So between those two. And then our property taxes are at 18%, which is our third largest. Just going to page 3, there's just continuing the expenditures for a general fund. The variance, it decreased a little bit from last month, but that's to be expected. You know, it'll be expected for these next couple months also for November and December, just because our debt payments are going out for the general fund. And it's just other expenditures that we spend at the end of the year. I'm gonna just jump to just page 7, just because it's in the same story here. Our fund balances on page 7, it just shows, you know, the estimated fund balance at the end of 25 is expected to be just 7.56 million, which is a change of just over $1 million. And then the other funds throughout the city basically show that most of them are using ending fund, but a lot of those are for projects and just some transfers into the other funds for projects. And so that's why it shows the total at a change of just over 1 million. And then our total citywide FTE vacancies are at 8.5. So that is contributing to the increasing fund balance. And that is basically the information that I have for you tonight. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Comments or questions? Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, we have no business items tonight, but we're gonna move on to our action agenda, and our first action item tonight is Finance Director Terry Schnitzer will be presenting information about the 2025 supplemental budget.
So the supplemental budget is just to basically make sure that we are have enough expenditure authority within each fund. So we've, I won't go through all of them, just basically because I did that a couple of weeks ago. This is just to make sure, again, that have that true spending authority, and that we don't go into the negative on that. So if you have any other questions, that is.
Any public comment, Mary?
We don't.
May I read of ordinance number 2037-1025?
Ordinance number 2037-1025. An ordinance of the city of Shelton, Washington, amending the annual budget for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Thank you, Mary. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve ordinance number 2037-1025 as presented. Second.
All right, comments, what? Nope, just kind of housekeeping items.
Yes.
All right, we have motion and second to approve ordinance number 2037-1025 as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, our next item is human resource manager Leander Sharp has information for us about the Shelton Employee Guild 2026 to 2028 contract.
Council, I bring to you a business evening, the labor agreement between the city and the Shelton Employees Guild. This guild is comprised of our public works, facilities, and parks employees. Nothing has really changed from the last meeting. It is a 3-year contract, so I am requesting council authorization for the city manager to sign and approve the agreement.
Thank you. Anyone have public comment?
We don't.
They're reading of resolution number 1417-1125.
Resolution number 1417-1125. A resolution of the council of the city of Shelton, Washington, authorizing the city manager to execute the Shelton Employees Guild labor contract.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 1417-1125 as presented.
Second.
All right, comments or questions?
It's really great that we got it for 3 years and that everything in there is reasonable and we're taking care of our employees. So thank you very much, Leander.
Thank you, Lander, for your hard work. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 1417-1125 as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have an Community Economic Development Director, Jason Dose, presenting information about extension of an on-call building service pool contract, Safe Built LLC. Mouthful.
Thank you, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, members of the council. As you're aware, the building department has routinely contracted with outside plan review and inspection services to kind of backfill staff absences, or most recently, literal staff shortfalls, as we haven't had a building official or building inspector for several months. We historically contracted with 4 firms, and to the tune of, I believe the contracts were expanded to a maximum of 150,000 last year, because we were expecting a large amount of residential development that is likely to come this next year. I can say that we have recently hired a building official who will be starting at the end of the month. So as he gets his feet wet, we still feel like we need to exercise a 1-year extension to a couple of these contracts. We'll add another item on that's essentially a copy of this following. This particular contract is with Safe Build LLC. They've provided building services to us for the past 8 months or so. We've been satisfied with the work that they perform, and we're just requesting that you use the option for the additional 1-year extension to their contract to the tune to exceed $75,000 for 2026.
Thank you, Jason. Anyone sign up for public comment?
No, we don't.
May we have a reading of resolution number 1419-1225?
Resolution number 1419-1225. A resolution of the council of the city of Shelton, Washington, extending the on-call building services pool contract with Safe Built LLC and authorizing the city manager to execute the contract.
Thank you, Mary. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve resolution number 1419-1225.
Second.
Right, okay. Comments or questions?
Just glad that we're getting people in to start our projects moving forward. So we have a shortfall, but hopefully we can get back and start growing like we need to and getting these projects started and reviewed. So thanks, Jason.
Definitely happy to hear about a new building inspector. That's definitely a win for us in our community. Good job, guys.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 1419-1125 as presented. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have another one from Jason.
Similar to the last item, this is requesting an extension to the on-call services contract for Clarity Consulting. They provide an identical service to the previous one, and to kind of build on the discussion, we're very happy that we're getting a new building official on staff, because it's been clunky at best, I'd say, having out-of-house building services. We'll have people that come to the counter, and, you know, they've learned to expect relatively accessible help on the building side of things. You know, if they're challenged with a project, or they just want to talk through maybe some comments on plan review. And it's just, without having somebody in the house, it's difficult. And, you know, we can arrange for meetings or talk on the phone, but having somebody in the house to help people and really get the continuity, rather than have different inspectors coming in, inspecting one project, or maybe your next project, you have somebody else. You know, you just have the continuity of that staff person kind of building a rapport with people, learning how they work. And, you know, I didn't build that trust and provide better service. That said, we do want to exercise the 1-year extension that's inherent in the contract we approved last year for the same amount, $75,000. And again, this is just to augment if we do see kind of the glut of building permits. We realistically could see if some of these projects that we start moving, you know, we may need to use these services as kind of a safety net service.
Thank you, Jason. Does anyone have a public comment?
No, we don't.
May I read the resolution number 1420-1225?
Resolution number 1420-1225. A resolution of the council of the city of Shelton, Washington, extending the on-call building services pool contract with Clarity Consulting Engineers PLLC and authorizing the city manager to execute the contract.
Thank you, Mary. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 1420-1225 as presented.
Second.
Comments or questions? Thank you, Jason. We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 1420-1225 as presented. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, City Manager Mark Ziegler has information for us about a contract for System of Care Coordinator.
Thanks, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, Council. This is to follow up from a couple meetings ago with the Alternative Response Team grant that the city successfully received from the Association of Washington Cities. This is the second portion of that. As you remember, the city entered into an agreement with North Mason Regional Fire Authority for a certified peer support specialist funded out of that grant. The second portion is for a system of care coordinator to work within the mobile integrated health program that peer support specialist would work in, that's already in place in South Mason County, led by North Mason Regional Fire Authority. So this is a contract, Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Organization for that system of care coordinator. This is the same organization that provides our designated crisis responder. Familiar with the organization, the work that they do in our community and our partnership as well. So happy to provide this contract for the council's consideration tonight with TMBHO for the, again, the system care coordinator for the calendar year of 2026.
All right, is anyone time for public comment?
We don't.
All right, can we read the resolution number 1422-1225?
Resolution number 1422-1225. A resolution of the council of the city of Shelton, Washington, authorizing the city manager to sign a contract with the Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Services Organization for a system care coordinator position.
Thank you, Mary. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 1422-1225 as presented.
Second.
All right, comments or questions?
This is a really great program. I'm glad we're moving it forward. I'm glad this council is moving this forward and has supported it very strongly. And hopefully we can expand this not just in the city, but in the whole county-wide in the future. So thank you for all your work, Abe, and thank you for the team that Fire Chief Baca put together, and the city manager, and I'm really proud that we're doing this and moving this forward.
Right, any other comments or questions? All right, we have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 1422-1225 as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're at an add-on item. It's sign an authority for federally funded projects. City Manager Mark Ziegler.
I'm gonna turn over to Assistant Public Works Director Aaron Nix
Oh.
tonight. He'll be presenting.
Got it.
Mayor, council, thank you. It's fairly straightforward. The reason why we bumped this up in priority is because we have invoices that need to be paid. Federal government as well as the state of Washington have changed their processes with regard to reimbursement. They are really requiring that we formally acknowledge and go through a process with regard to the delegation of authority. This resolution is very simple in the sense that it basically delegates that authority from you, the city manager, with the notion that if we are proceeding with our federal projects, the examples I have for you is the railway removal project. Systemic pedestrian improvement project, which is part of Olympic Highway North improvements that are gonna happen. We're about 15 to 30% design on most of those, but we would say are consultants. So in order to do that, I need this resolution giving the city manager the authority to sign that invoice. If we don't go down this pathway, the potential is that to you guys every time that happens. So that would be on a monthly basis. Really suggest and hope that the council will agree to giving that authority. That's what this very simple resolution does. This is borrowed from a template that we got from the federal government. In essence, it basically allows Mr. Ziegler or the city manager to sign those invoices so that we can get processed and get paid. So have questions, please ask. Again, it's a very simple process with regard to getting this done. It just takes time to make that happen. And since we're close to the end of the year, we want to get paid. We need to get paid, so we bear it.
Thank you, Aaron. Anyone have a public comment?
You don't.
In addition, does anyone in the audience like to speak on this resolution 1423-1225? All right, may I have a reading of resolution number 1423-1225?
Resolution number 1423-1225. A resolution of the city of Shelton, Washington, in the matter of delegating the city manager authority to legally bind the city of Shelton for the sole purpose of requesting federal reimbursement.
Thank you, Mary. And do we have a motion for resolution number 1423-1225?
I move to adopt resolution number 1423-1225 as presented.
Second.
Right. Comments or questions?
So just if we wanted to get the power back, we could just do another motion, bring another motion or a resolution to the floor and get it back?
Certainly, yeah, I can update the council regularly on the reimbursement process. This is, as the mayor said, kind of a housekeeping. So this is the transfer of funds from the grant to the consultant for the work that we've contracted, which the council considers the contract already. This is releasing or giving me the authority to sign on behalf of that, so we can release those federal funds back to the city and then disperse those to the consultant as appropriate.
Okay, understood.
And I wasn't sure if I got a second. Did we get a second? Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 1423-1225, sign an authorization of federally funded projects. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, council.
Thank you. All right, city manager report.
Few things tonight, council. It was interesting. I was looking through some old newsletters from 2005, 2006, 27. We were talking about Olympic Highway North this week and some briefings, and looking back at a Levy Lidla proposal to do 20 to 30 miles of residential roads back then over 5 or 6 years at just a price tag just over $4 million. When we're talking about Olympic Highway North with a grind and overlay, striping, some pedestrian improvements being over $4 million. So in that time frame, how inflation has risen, and that levy limit didn't pass, obviously. So we're able to put $100,000 $150,000 a year from TBD funds into local roadways. So we're still trying to catch up from those days when we didn't make the investment back then. So I just thought that was interesting. Thought I'd share that tonight. This is the last meeting of the year. I wanted to thank the council for your efforts this year. We have it doesn't stop from here, right? We have a big year coming up. We're going to keep moving forward with a lot of business and a lot of projects coming our way, including the Olympic Highway North project. We have a swearing in January 6th before the first meeting of the year for the 4 council members that were reelected. And then the Civic Center will be closed between 8:30 and 11 this Thursday morning. We have our annual employee recognition event where we recognize individuals that have spent that have some tenure here. They've reached some 5-year milestones here at the city of Shelton, as well as our annual Sheltie Awards that are handed out annually to a wide array of recognition for our community, and serve our staff some breakfast, and then they're back to work there at 11 a.m. So we appreciate our community's acknowledgement of our opportunity to close down for a couple hours and recognize our staff. That's it for me.
Comments or questions for the city manager?
I just wanted to express my support for all that the city has done to help out with the decorations downtown and in the parking lot, and the sense of Christmas that we've brought back to Christmas Town every year. And it's just a beautiful place. If you walk downtown, slow down, take a walk with your family, and enjoy what we have here in Shelton, because we are blessed, and this is a great place to live. And just wanted to remind everyone that this is here in Shelton. Come on out and enjoy it.
All right. Anything else for Mark? Comments, Does the council have any new items for discussion?
I just want to say that the No More group, if you guys have some information, I definitely love to see what you have. I don't want you to think that we're trying to kibosh you or anything like that with, some of the comments that I heard. I'm definitely open to hear what you have to say, and then, we can go from there. But I definitely, if you guys want to email us and all that and whatnot,
We
you
want
have
to
a presentation.
We want to present in a public forum. This forum.
All right, so any other comments or questions from the council? So I gotta say, you stole Deputy Mayor's thunder. She wanted to say our next meeting is next year.
Oh, I didn't quite say it that way, did I? I apologize.
Yeah.
Our next meeting is on Tuesday, January 13th. That's a study session.
Study session.
Study session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, study sessions canceled for the 23rd because of the holidays, and our next meeting is January 6th. We're gonna have swearing in ceremony. And are we doing, selection of mayor and deputy mayor? And business items are lodging tax advisory tourism grant recommendations, resolution 1421-125 reservoir vent hood replacement project, and that is all we have on that meeting. So this meeting is adjourned at 6:51 p.m. Where's my battery at?
Oh, okay.
Thank you. 60%.